£460 per month. That is what this 26-year-old is spending on takeouts and OnlyFans. Now, if you don't drink, you don't drive, and you very rarely leave your house, you would expect your bank account to be looking pretty healthy. The problem here is that Jake's spending habits are not just a net negative for his finances, they're also having a pretty bad impact on his physical health and his mental state as well. But if he did cut out the crap, he could be worth over £1 million in the future. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how he can do this pretty easily. So let's see who we're dealing with here. As we mentioned, we've got Jake, a 26-year-old software developer earning £36,000 a year. Now, I do think he probably could earn more money if he really wanted to, but he's just too chill, he's too laid back. He currently rents his flat alone and he lives a pretty simple life. Now, in his words and not mine, he said he is the typical gaming nerd. He doesn't really have much of a social life, but he also has no car, no savings, and no credit card debt. So we're basically just working with a blank slate here. But if he is living such a basic life, why has he got no savings? Where is this money actually going? And that's what we're going to look at right now. The balance for Jake's monthly bank statement comes out at plus £66.10. Now, by the end of the statement, we'll see exactly how we've got to this number. But starting from the top, we have the salary coming in at £2,283. This is after, obviously, taxes, workplace pension, student loan, and any other relevant deductions. When it comes to his essential spending, it basically comes down to 4 different categories. We've got his rent at £780, which feels reasonable. His utility bills at £360. His groceries at just £130. Now, this is obviously very low, but we're going to see why this is the case very soon. And then his public transport, his bus pass for the month at £80. Overall, the essentials come to £1,350 for the month of May, which is roughly around 59% of his overall take home. We then move on to the allow it category. So these are not the essentials, but they're also not the worst things in the world, and therefore we're going to let them slide. First of all, we've got gaming costs at £150. We're talking about buying new games, buying battle passes, that kind of stuff. Now, some people may see this as not something to allow, but you've got to keep in mind here that Jake doesn't really have a social life. He said himself he doesn't really go out, so his hobbies, his interests, all pretty much comes down to gaming. So it'd be very unfair for us to basically say, you know, you're not allowed to play games or buy new games when that's the number one thing that you enjoy doing. We then have subscriptions at £40, so we're talking about streaming services, we're talking about YouTube Premium, that kind of thing. And at £40, that feels pretty reasonable. And then lastly, we have his mum's birthday present for £50. Now, this of course isn't something that's going to creep up every single month, but it is going to happen. There are going to be occasions that need paying for. I mean, arguably this could have gone into the green category, into the essentials, so maybe I've been a little bit harsh there. This relatively small yellow category comes together at £240, which is just roughly around 10% of that take home. I did way too much shouting at the England-Mexico game. Wow, voice is crackly as hell. And then lastly, we move on to the red category, the come on mate category, because come on mate, do you really need to be spending your money on that? First up, we have the meal deals, collectively for the month coming in at £81.90. It's not the craziest amount of money in the world, but is it just laziness? Could he be making his lunches before he goes to work? Let me know down below in the comments if you think I'm being a little harsh here. We then have a pretty big cost. We've got Deliveroo for the month at £340. This is basically an evening meal every single day. And if you thought the meal deals were lazy, then this is probably even lazier and a lot more costly. We then have £85 for the month going out to streamers. Now, what do I mean by this for people who don't understand? It's basically donations whilst watching people playing games. Now, we've already been pretty lenient with the £150 gaming spend, so you're not going to get away with giving an extra £85 to people who are playing games. That for me is just not a necessary spend here. And then on the back of that, it gets even worse because the next spend, the final spend, is £120 going out to OnlyFans models. And that one really is, come on mate. The red category comes to a total of £626.90, which is just about 27.5% of that total income. Total outflow for the whole month of May comes to £2,216.90, which is exactly why we have this £66.10 balance. Now, it's definitely not the worst statement that I've ever seen. I've seen people spending a lot more on stupid things. I've seen people in the negative when it comes to that monthly balance. But that doesn't mean that Jake's going to get away with giving over £200 a month to people, to strangers on the internet, providing digital services. That's probably the most polite way I can put it. But we need to run the numbers and see exactly what changes that Jake can make realistically and how that money invested could be a huge amount for his future. If it was me, if I was Jake, these are the changes that I would be making. Now, when it comes to the green and the yellow categories, I'll be leaving them alone. I don't think we need to get too harsh here. We don't need to start nitpicking every single little thing, because there are some obvious things that we can work with to start investing a pretty decent amount of money. Now, I'm actually going to leave the meal deals alone. I don't think that that is the most important thing here. So carry on with your meal deals. Like we say all of the time, balance is key. We don't need to try and scrimp and scrape every single penny when we've got enough to work with. So the first thing I would be doing, and this is a pretty good compromise in my eyes, is swapping the Deliveroo orders for a meal prep company. If Jake doesn't want to cook, that's absolutely fine, but there is definitely a more financially efficient way of doing things that's also going to be way better for his health. Now, I personally use a meal prep company for my lunches during the week, so I understand exactly how these things work. And I think if you find a pretty decent one, you're not just going to get healthier meals, but it's going to save a lot of money. So, for example, the one that I use, if you was to use it for a monthly plan for your dinners every single day, it's going to cost you roughly around £200, give or take. You know, it depends exactly which meals you're choosing. So compared to the current amount going out at £340, you're already saving £140 every single month, and you're going to be healthier. And then on top of that, being a little bit more strict, we're going to cut out the donations completely. No more donating to gamers on the internet, and the OnlyFans, that is getting cut off 100%. So if we compromise on the meals and swap that to a meal prep company, and then we cut off the donations, we cut off the OnlyFans, we have then got an investment amount each month of £345. Now, if we was to invest that, for example, into an S&P 500 index fund, we're going to get an average return, historically proven, of around 10% a year. Now, if Jake was to do this over the next 34 years, taking him to 60, which is still younger than the average retirement age in the UK, he's going to come away with just over £1 million. And it is going to be tax-free because you can utilize a stocks and shares ISA. I think if you said to most people that you can eat healthier meals and you can stop giving random strangers money on the internet and come away with £1 million later in life, they're going to snap your hand off and take it. And just to put it into perspective here, the OnlyFans alone at £120 per month, with those same returns over a similar time frame, is going to make up around £370,000 of that investment portfolio. Before we move on to the roadmap to help Jake put a clear plan in place to get to financial freedom, I just want to ask, if you are enjoying the video, to please drop a like down below and subscribe. And also, if you want help with your bank statement, feel free to check out the Google form down below in the description. You'll be able to provide the details that we need for us to take a look and then put a video together. And of course, it will be completely anonymous. All right, so we move on to the roadmap. And in this situation, we've got no debt to deal with. Jake lives a very simple life. So I think this is the prime conditions to really be taken advantage of and to really make a difference for his future retirement. The first step, pretty obvious, we've just discussed it, is to cut out the crap. Cut out these donations to strangers on the internet, cut out other spend like the Deliveroo, to start putting money aside that we can invest with. But before we start to invest, step 2 is to put an emergency fund in place. Considering that he's got no savings, this is a very important step in the process. And most people do recommend to put away around 3 to 6 months of living expenses to one side. Now with Jake's essential spend coming to around £1,350 each month, I think putting a minimum of around £4,000 together would be a pretty good starting point. And realistically, based on the changes and the cutbacks that we just discussed, he could get this done in a year very easily, and he could be more aggressive and get it done in like 6 to 9 months if he really wanted to. And then step 3, once that is done, is to set up and get going with that stocks and shares ISA. Every payday, the first expense that comes out of the account should be the investments, paying yourself first and ensuring that that money is in there and done. Saving your money is great, it's important, but investing is so much more powerful. I recently put together a video comparing saving to investing and how inflation is a big problem that many people just don't understand. In that one, we run the numbers, we compare what your net worth will be if you save rather than invest, and it's pretty staggering. So if you do want to check out that video, I'll leave a link on the screen somewhere right now for you to click it and go and check out.